the thing about Are You Sure is that what players may lack in knowledge of the world, they are usually quite attuned to in terms of meta textual information. So even if the player is confident about what they're doing, and if you say, "Oh, okay, are you sure about that?" or "Just want to confirm what you're doing," you're basically, it's like showing your hand, right? And I don't mean showing your hand like you're against them, but like the world should feel real, right? The goal is for it to feel, it's that verisimilitudinous vibe that we're going for, where obviously it can't be fully real, but you want it to be a believable place that we can all sort of put ourselves in. And that means that sometimes, and especially when people act decisively, the world should react decisively. I think that it's totally fine to ask, "Are you sure?" or get clarifying questions or specify, especially in some situations where I'll hear people go, like, they're debating what to do, like, "Oh, I do that, or you do that, or what order?" I'm like, okay, tell me explicitly the order that these things are happening. But I think that, yeah, unless there's a situation where someone is unsure of themselves and they're super new, I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way to not clarify somebody's action in a situation that felt to me like they were uncomfortable committing. And I would just ask them for the extra verification, like, this is definitely what you do, right? And I think you have to spread that around, so it's not always when something negative is happening. You just kind of have to get used to gaining that extra affirmation from people. But I think if people are, especially if people are sort of, "Oh yeah, and I grab that and I'm going to throw it in there," like sometimes accidents happen. And to be able to actually experience an accident in the world with your character, with the player, not thinking twice about it, I think is super refreshing and honest and feels very real. Yeah, like I sort of have a sort of, it's not exactly a warning, but I'll tell my players once they have a lot of experience at the table and experience as a group, I'll be like, there are certain things that I'm not going to help with anymore. Not because I don't want to or because even it's annoying, but because at a certain point, if the sorcerer or the wizard is casting fireball and you tell me what you're hitting, I'm going to take you at your word, and not like stop you and make sure that we're sort of crafting it in a certain way to keep everybody safe. I'm going to say, "Oh, okay, so you're throwing a fireball at that, done. Okay, so I'm going to need saving throws from blah 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 blah." Because at a certain point, 10 plus levels in, that's kind of on your, that's on you to clarify now. Oh dang, sorry to hear that, obese mode. I get it. You're trying to keep the peace. Sorry that they pushed it that far. Oh yeah, yeah. T, if you're talking about what I said, like I can still say, "Oh, okay, so you're throwing it at this point," and they'll say, "Yeah." I am not going to point out to them that that's going to negatively affect other people. I'm not going to make the worst decision for them necessarily, but if they're like, "Okay, I throw this at the enemy," I'm going to say, "Okay, so at them right there," and they say yes. Okay, it's done, done and done. If you want to try to keep some sort of like narrative cohesion about like you gave the items back, but you like to balance that out, you could say that they've sort of been touched by the astral plane. Like, what if they flew out, but some nefarious entity sort of cursed them and sent them back through intentionally? So yes, the party still has them, and they think, "Oh, good, dodged a bullet on that one." Meanwhile, there's now something living on their magic item, that they can't see or feel or touch. I mean, I've never tried this before, but I've thought about it that like negative things happening, near death experiences, something like losing items, losing your stuff, having your primary weapon broken, or something negative to a character, that I think that'd be an interesting way to do an instant level up for that character, like an instant jump to the next milestone for them, because that would be sort of life-changing event, or that would be sort of okay, you just got a lot wiser about this thing that happened to you. So yes, you lose this, but also you're now this negative thing has leveled you up. Probably would use sparingly, but I think it's a neat idea.